One of the most common myths about Agile projects is that teams don't plan. They just take the vision and start building stuff. In reality, you'll spend more time planning with Agile than you did with traditional project processes. I know it sounds crazy, but the basic philosophy of Agile planning is that we're planning to replan. Agile acknowledges that information work is inherently unpredictable. That being the case, it relies on adaptive planning. That means that we'll plan what we can up front, but know that we must adapt our plans throughout the project to meet the reality being faced by the team. In fact, if you think about it, you're planning every day with Agile. At the start of the project, you began with a vision for the project. That's the strategic plan, what you're going to build and why it's valuable. Then you moved into planning your releases. Which MVPs do you plan to deliver when? Next, you broke those MVPs into smaller pieces and decided what you're going to deliver in each iteration of the release. Finally, every day of the iteration, you're planning what to do today to meet the iteration objective. As you can see, Agilists plan every single day. Where the Agile approach differs from traditional PM is through the approach known as rolling wave planning. This is the strategy of planning at multiple points in time. Simply put, you're going to revisit and adapt your plans throughout the life of the project. For me, I use the iterations and product releases as easy hallmarks to tell me when to replan. Every time you complete an iteration or release an MVP, you know more about your product than you did before. Each and every time, you go back and revisit your plans. Does what you learned in that iteration or release trigger a change in your original estimated plan? This is what we call rolling wave planning. You're simply aware that at times, you're going to review your original plans and make new ones based on what you know now. You plan as a rolling wave between and within your execution cycles. Progressive elaboration is another key concept in Agile. While rolling wave planning is the acknowledgement that we don't know it all up front, so we'll continuously plan, progressive elaboration is how you apply it. You incorporate new information into your plans. You're taking feedback from demos and releases and reprioritizing the backlog. As you go through your planning cycles, you can't do this in a vacuum. Just like when you kicked off your project, you were very careful about who to include in your visioning meeting. In that meeting, your goal was to gain consensus on what the project is and what it does. You'll do the same thing as you replan your releases. In this way, you can share with the stakeholders what you've learned and how that's affected your roadmap. For me, I always hold a release kickoff meeting to share this information with my stakeholders. In the exercise files, you'll find a template for the release kickoff meeting that you can use and adapt for your project. The benefits of rolling wave planning include the ability to keep diverse stakeholders in alignment on the plans. While you're continuously planning at many levels, stakeholders require the most consistent, visible communication.